In the time before, we were able to gather together as heroes to battle for the good of all. But in the time of COVID, there are technical issues and harshness of sound, what we struggle on. We cannot be in one place together, but we fight on. We will survive the COVID trials.
All right, we are actually going to start with Stephen.
Yes.
You've been at home. They actually canceled. They had an issue with some students related to the school. They're doing an upgrade to security, they say. So they had everyone stay home over the course of today. Okay, you guys are still allowed to report to work tomorrow, but they said they had some emergency work to do at work, and so they wanted everybody to basically just stay out of the office for the day. Whilst watching television, you get an emergency break-in report from watching whatever reality television he might be watching at the time. And you basically get a report about the fight that happened in downtown. A bunch of students were injured. They said that there was a possibility that an electrical wire was down and that a number of students were hurt because of it. That there was a car accident nearby that flung people around. Basically, the news report is describing the injuries, but it's not it's not in accordance with the report that you got on the scene. You're noticing the red flags of a cover-up, which you are quite used to. They used to cover up your activities all the time, calling them natural disasters and/or plagues. When you work. So your character is basically Ivan's like, this looks familiar. This is a media cover-up, clearly.
Right. So I'm still thinking about or should I say, Ivan's still thinking about the young lady that he had the encounter with at the
in the alley.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that, I know we weren't utilizing full contacts and allies and whatnot, but I was hoping that I'd be able to call on one of my old KGB contacts.
I can see that. Your character would still have some significant contacts in that arena.
Right. So I was hoping to, there's a gentleman by the name of Yuri Pachenko, also known as the Jackal.
Okay.
Who specializes in finding people. And I was hoping that he might be able to give me some guidance as to where to find this young lady, whose name I have now because I have her badge, or I have, an image of her badge.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. You give Yuri a call. How are you calling? How are you contacting Yuri?
I have a dummy email that I contact him through, and then we have a meeting spot at there is a known meeting spot in Central Park.
Okay.
Where chess is played and notes are passed.
Okay. Yuri is retired. He is no longer active, which is why he was allowed to retire in the United States.
He's no good.
Otherwise, he would not be allowed to be here. As far as you are aware, he simply got out of the game and retired.
Okay.
But he still has been able to get you useful information if you desperately need it.
Excellent. Well, this would be a good time for me to call on him.
Okay. All right. You email him. It takes about an hour or two, but he does email you back.
Okay.
And he says, knight to pawn 3. Which is code for meet me at 3 o'clock.
Got it. All right.
Near the Knight's Bridge.
Perfect. Right. Okay. Great. And having done that, then I'll start moving my way towards Knight Bridge.
All right, you're headed that way. All right, Cynthia, can you hear me? It's looking as though we're having a 5-second delay here. When I say one, you say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's delayed.
2.
Bruh.
That's a 7
yeah.
second
Whoa.
I
delay.
counted one late.
That's super late.
When I say one, you say.
Wow.
7-second delay. Wow.
Bruh.
I can hear you perfect.
That's so
2.
Wow.
Basically, we're gonna make this work. This is gonna be interesting.
Good work.
We're gonna make this work. All right. So you are in an apartment that you've been in for the last 2 days or last day and a half with no phone calls, and then suddenly the phone they gave you rings.
What do you do?
I answer it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Did they freeze again? I think they froze again.
Yep.
Stop laughing at me, Stephen.
Technology, ain't it great?
I can see you just like this is fucking clown
No.
shoes.
There be corona.
It's entertaining if nothing else. It's good. It's good TV. It's good TV.
Oh, wow. They teleported. Okay. Cynthia, you've been in a locked-in
Yes.
apartment for the last day and a half. So you are basically waiting on a phone call. Phones finally does ring. What do you do?
Answer it.
Okay. You hear a voice on the other line that says, Nala,
Yes.
how are you doing today?
I'm worried. I'm bored. I'm hungry, and I want to get out of here.
And you know what? First of all, my name is Ambrose, and let me let you know that I'm going to be the person you're going to be dealing with from now on. Okay? So I want to get you out of the situation. And with the work that we've done, I think we've handled the worst of it. So I think you're going to be in good shape, and you can probably go home soon. We do have one problem, and that is we did a lot of work here for you, and to cover this up for you and to get you to a place where things are going to be okay for you to go home. And so, it's not me, but my supervisors here are like we burned a lot of bridges and expended a lot of resources on your behalf, and they want me to in some way recoup that expenditure. So what we'd like to do is we were wondering if you'd be okay with doing us a favor. It's a pretty big favor, though.
Yes, whatever it is.
That's the answer I was looking for, Nala. Thank you. Here's what we would like for you to do. There is an apartment building. We'll say it's in the Bronx. We're going to send you the address on your phone. There's a guy there, and what we want you to do is we want you to go there, and we want you to render him unconscious for an extended period of time.
Ooh.
Here, I'll send you a picture. You receive on your phone a picture of Howard's character.
Oh, snap.
So now we're not asking you to kill him, but he's not going to go quietly. And he might have help.
I just have one problem.
What's that?
I don't want to kill him,
No one's saying kill him, but suffice it to say he's an enhanced human. So he's got powers comparable to your own, if not greater. So he might be a threat. So I wouldn't go light on him. He's very, very dangerous. He's armed and dangerous and a direct threat to both you and our organization.
Okay.
We were trying to help
As
you.
long as I have clearance from you to do what I have to do.
You have clearance from us to do whatever you have to do to stop this heinous and dastardly individual. He has stolen technology from OSI. He has incorporated it into his own being. He has become powerful and dangerous, and we believe he might want to do harm to people. He's got a security person, a group of security personnel guarding him to keep him safe. And you might have to get through them in order to get to him. You got that?
Okay.
All right, as soon as that's done, you can go back to your life. Slate's clean. Sound good?
Okay, will do.
All right. Now that address, it should take you about 20 minutes to get there. So, we'll be expecting to hear from you soon.
Yes.
Good. Good. All right. Howard. You've been in
Yes.
custody of these fine gentlemen for about the last day and a half or so. They took you to an apartment building. You don't know where because you had a hood on your head the entire time. They only took it off once you got into the building itself. They brought you in through a basement access and then took you up 2 flights of stairs that you counted to three counts of stairs. You're on the 3rd floor, you would guess, or 4th floor. You're not quite sure. And then they took the blindfold off of you, and you see that you're in just a regular apartment. And the guy with the gun puts his gun away and says, "Sorry for the rough treatment, but we needed to make sure that we got here without any incident."
I say, okay. And I'm going to be here for how long approximately?
Not my call, but when my boss lets me know, I'll let you know.
May I ask who your boss is?
No.
No. Okay. Are the windows boarded up or anything not see out?
You see they're like soaked.
So I can.
You can't see. You can see that it's daylight outside, but you can't see where exactly you are. He's like, stay away from windows
Okay.
and doors.
Stay away from the windows and the doors. Okay. After they leave me to my own devices.
Oh, they don't. You're
I'm
never in the room alone.
There's. Oh.
There are 3 gentlemen. There are 3 gentlemen that escorted you here. 2 of them are in the other room. One of them is sitting on the couch next to you.
Okay. Is there television?
Yeah.
Yep. So I know what's going on vis-a-vis the fight and everything like that.
If you're watching the news, yeah, you see that there was news coverage of the fight and the aftermath thereof. That there was a couple of different incidences downtown. A woman was murdered in broad daylight by a group of gentlemen, and then a fight broke out. No footage of that fight sees daylight. You see that there were a number of people with phones. You can actually see in some of the footage in the background people with phones, but you can't see anything that's going on outside the restaurant itself, and you can't see anyone's faces at all. They were talking about that incident in conjunction with a fight that happened simultaneously.
Do I recognize it?
Say again?
Do I recognize this restaurant as the building where I made my faux pas?
Yes, you do. You recognize the restaurant as the place where the incident happened. They say that this gentleman was the girlfriend of a prominent attorney who has also gone missing, and that she was murdered in broad daylight by a group of men in black suits. 2 of which who survived but were transported to a nearby hospital. And then another fight broke out within the hospital as individuals who matched the same description broke him out of the hospital and got into a fight with a group of superpowered individuals. namely Black Ice. And they show footage of him both at the fight with the purifiers and at the hospital on hospital footage fighting these guys in the hallways. But you see Black Ice, and you see another individual who looks like they're in some sort of powered armor, but they don't identify who that person is, and you don't see anyone else. But they're clearly someone else that's present as other things are happening. You see a blur go zipping by at one point, but you can't make out any distinguishing features on the third individual. But you know that there were at least 3 people there. And so but they said
I look at the security guy.
He looks at you.
I look at the security man that's next to me.
He looks back at you.
And I say, what? And I go, what the hell did I get myself in the middle of? A guy with powered armor, guys in black suit, and a blur that looks just like the fuck. Road week, and I just lean back and relax.
You lean back and relax. He looks at your arms and says, "Yeah, what exactly did you get yourself into?" Right. And he just goes back to reading his paper, or actually, he's on his tablet.
Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to get out of here. I'm willing, and I tell the guys, I'm willing to give you 6 hours more. After that, I'm going to have to leave. Those are my students that are hurting there. As a professor, I'm responsible for them. I at least have to show up at the hospital for 1 or 2 of them, or there are going to be questions asked. Do you understand?
He goes, "I completely understand that." And then he pulls out his 9mm and says, "If you attempt to leave before my boss gives you say so, I've been authorized to put 3 bullets into your left knee."
Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Over the next 6 hours, I study the movements of both of these gentlemen.
They're not moving.
Whilst I'm
Are you
for
trying
6 hours.
Are you trying to assess basically how they just walk and whether or not they carry themselves as if they're trained?
That, and I want to establish a pattern as to how they move.
Okay. Do you have any military etiquette or military training?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
23.
23. Okay, so Stephen rolled a 23. We'll say that you have the standard 50% on your military etiquette. I would write that down on your character sheet from this point on. So 50% should be the base. Since you do have military etiquette and we have rolled a 23, what we'll say is that
I have it written down. I didn't know that you printed.
Okay, that's fine. Then what we'll say is that you spend the next 6 hours analyzing their pattern, and they are doing a standard fire team fire watch formation where one is actively watching you, one is passively watching you while the third one rests, and they are rotating who that resting person is out every 2 hours or so that no one gets fatigue, so that there's always someone watching you either directly or indirectly, or at least 2 people at all times. So there's no gaps as far as how they're watching you. This is a professional setup. They are watching you as if they were watching an actively engaged prisoner. The only difference is you're not handcuffed.
The only difference is I'm not handcuffed. And there's always 3 of them in sight at all times.
Well, there's always 2 of them in sight. One of them in the other room who's sitting in a place where he can watch you. Another one in the room with you who's sitting nearby but not within arm's reach. And the third one who's off somewhere resting or eating or doing something else.
Okay. I give it 6 hours
Okay.
at that time. And can I assume that The boss does not come back at the end of the 6 hours?
No, we haven't gotten that far yet. But you're in the process of analyzing them as we speak.
Okay.
All right. Dana.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Dana.
Yes.
Your phone goes off.
My phone goes off.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got an issue.
We always got issues. What's going on?
That hack you told me to do about the Facebook, to get rid of the footage on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
somebody already got rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, someone instituted a virus on Facebook that has wiped facial and visual confirmation materials away from every Facebook page in the United States, or at least in New York.
Really?
Yeah, which means somebody with some juice is in the network doing
Wow.
Do you have any idea who?
something. No, not yet, but I'm working on that.
All right.
I got a line on, you ever heard of OSI?
Sounds familiar. I think I heard that at the hospital.
Big conglomerate. I'm not sure exactly what they're into, but they got military contracts, got a few things going on. I'm looking into them right now, though. And the team wants to talk to you.
All right. Well, stay safe. Cover your tracks. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Especially these people were this. I don't even know how to explain this, and I've been through a lot of shit. So, all right. What's the team want?
He's like, they're saying that the contact wants to talk to you. Our guest wants to talk to you.
He does.
Holy shit.
What? What's going on?
I'm in the supply chain for OSI, and I'm seeing some weird stuff in here.
Like?
Hang on. I gotta cut it off.
Okay.
He says, I had to cut the hack.
Okay.
They were trying to back hack me.
Okay.
But I did get something a little that we should be concerned about.
Okay.
I got an image of our guest
Okay. So,
on an email transmission that went out about an hour ago.
I'm gonna just keep calling him Hot Hands. But did you get a name for our guest?
I got nothing on him yet. I was sort of preoccupied with this.
All right.
But whoever they sent this to, they're listing him as a target.
A target.
Yeah, for immediate rendition.
Okay.
And they gave the address to the safe house.
Gave the address to our safe house?
Yeah, they know where he is.
All right. Well, shit.
It's no good.
All right. Do you know if they know about our office? Do they know about you?
They were trying to trace back to our office. I cut that off.
Cut it off. Okay. All right. Well, then we
But
need.
this guy's in trouble.
Yeah, we need to move him. We need to find out what's going on with him.
I'd hate to say this, boss, but I think you need to get over there.
All right. Which one are they at? Bronx?
Yeah.
All right. All right. You, like I said, you stay safe. Let the team know I'm on my way.
Will do.
And I will be there in a few seconds.
All right.
So, yeah.
So you got the accuser still after you?
All right.
He hangs up.
Yeah, we need to. Well, I need to go to a safe house where my people are holding this guy. He is a target. I tell him everything that Brian told me. So,
Is OSI known as like?
You know about them. OSI is a subsidiary of a series of much larger companies. They are a holding of. You know that they have ties to the Russian government and Russian corporations.
Oh no!
Okay, what's the fake side? I'm not familiar with OSI.
They're kind of working with Russia.
Fantastic. Okay, well, like I said, I need to get over there. You're welcome to come.
I will come help
All right.
because I'm a helpful person.
You are a
But-
helpful person.
But you kind of need to get on this Yakuza thing.
Okay, yeah, I know. There's the Yakuza and
But yeah, I will come and help you
okay,
because Russians don't suffer.
okay. So I'm going to put on my makeshift mask and take the fuck off.
And you,
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you, You heard him talking to you. You can go back.
Yeah, that's all you hear.
What?
I need the address where we're going.
Oh, I just said I gave it to you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
She gives you the address,
all right.
and then she becomes a blur, and she's gone.
Well, I fly.
How fast are you going?
Max 300 and something.
You'll be there in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
You arrive. You arrive in a matter of a few minutes at the safe house.
Okay.
All right, Cynthia. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
You're standing outside the back of this building they told you to go to. You see, it looks like a regular apartment building to you, but they gave you the apartment number. It's on the 3rd floor. Apartment number 6.
Do I see any cameras?
No.
Are there any cameras?
Nope. As far as you can tell.
Okay. I don't suppose I can just walk in, so.
You do see that there's a guy on the side of the building who's just sort of leaning there smoking a cigarette. But he looks very well dressed for this neighborhood.
Okay. I make like I'm walking back around.
He hasn't seen you yet.
I'm going to have to call in some wind to make a distraction outside the building.
Okay. Where you doing that on the opposite side?
And everyone's dealing with that.
Okay. You cause the wind to gust up. It makes a distraction. He goes, you see he immediately pulls a
and everyone's
firearm and
dealing
goes
with-
to look.
So I gust up the wind, and I get that little tornado-y thing going. And I make it go around to the front of the building so that it blows the windows out.
Okie dokie. You make it go around the front of the building. It blows the windows out of the building. You see an explosion on the front of the building, Dana, just as you arrive. All of the windows on the front of the building get blown out by what looks like a miniature tornado.
Such beautiful chaos. I love it.
Right?
All right, Cynthia, what are you doing now?
Yeah, what are you doing now?
Okay, so I sit back and wait and see what comes out of the building.
Okay, you're waiting. What are you doing?
What the fuck was that?
We don't know.
Check
Howard, the guy next to you immediately comes and stands in front of you, says, "Stay seated, get down on the floor." And then he pulls his gun and it looks like he's on high alert. All of the guys in the room you're in are on high alert. You hear an explosion outside on the floor, on a couple floors below. You have no idea what caused it, but they're obviously talking to someone else.
I'm going around the building. What the hell's going on?
Sorry.
All right.
I love confrontation. It gets me excited.
Okay.
All right.
Trust me, somebody's getting their ass beat. Fucked up my building. Somebody's in trouble.
Okay. You zip around to the back of the building
Oh, God.
and you see this woman standing there just sort of waiting.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
Okay. So, Cynthia, you see a blur come around the side of the building, and that blur stops, and you see a woman. What do you do?
I'm going to have to call lightning.
On who?
The building.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, let's go.
I cast magic missile on the darkness.
Yes.
All right. All right. Dom, you arrive. You're pulling up. You're flying up just as this is taking place. You see clouds coalesce overhead, and lightning strikes the building. Everyone roll for initiative.
In the time before, we were able to gather together as heroes to battle for the good of all. But in the time of COVID, there are technical issues and harshness of sound, but we struggle on. We cannot be in one place together, but we fight on. We will survive the COVID trials.